Now is the time, as we all know, for New Year's resolutions. But if you think about it, the whole New Year, New You thing can encourage self-loathing. It implies that you're so flawed you need a total reinvention. In fact, science suggests the best way to create healthy habits is not shame, but instead self-compassion. I know that this notion of self-compassion or self-love can seem cheesy or impossible, but I spoke with some experts about how to actually do it. New Year's resolutions can be as fleeting as fireworks. One study found that about 25% give up after 2 weeks. Rather than shaming yourself into shape, this year, science suggests self-compassion is the resolution from which other healthy habits can flow.
Once we're nice to ourselves, we get a lot more done too. People who are more self-compassionate are more likely to eat healthier. They're more likely to exercise more.
I spoke with experts for tips on how to have a better relationship with yourself. Tip number 1, accept yourself as you are.
Give yourself a break. You know, it's like, what would it feel like to actually, accept where you're at? To like, this is the person you are, this is the place you're at.
Tip number 2, you don't have to love every part of your body, but you can be grateful for it.
It helps you move through the earth. It helps you do all the things that you do. And when you reflect on this, you can begin to unhook yourself from all this external pressure to be a certain way.
Tip number 3, speak to yourself like a friend. Somebody I've met once told me that if somebody else said to him the types of things that he said to himself, he would punch that other person in the face. So how do we deal with this inner critic?
Actually, it's sort of like we have a mass self-harm epidemic happening out there, except it's all happening on the inside. Change the way you talk to yourself, and what I've found helpful here is to actually talk to myself like a friend. We're good here. I'm not judging you. Everything's fine.
Tip number 4, use your past struggles to give you strength now.
There was many times that I suffered emotional and physical abuse from family. There was moments where I was financially unable to provide for myself or my children. If I could make it through that, through my own self-courage and knowledge and the ability to ask for help, then I can make it through anything.
And tip number 5, meditate. All of these tips are skills that you can train through meditation.
Meditation, rather than supports you to see what you can truly be confident in right now in yourself, including all your brilliance and all your difficulties.
So interesting. And for so many of us, we're so used to kind of shaming ourselves
Yes.
into things to get better. It's this idea we're trying to get someplace else. Do you think self-compassion will lead to complacency? I think that's the fear.
Well, luckily for you guys, since you don't trust me at all, you can trust the science. The science shows that people who are motivated by self-compassion, wanting the best for themselves, are better able to stick to their goals long-term than people who are motivated by shame. Because shame is just running you down all the time. And it's harder to pick yourself back up if you're coming from a place of self-loathing. If you want the best for yourself, then you are better able, as I said, to stick to long-term goals. And if you think about it, the fear that many of us have is that we're going to slide into some sort of sloppy resignation. Yeah. But sloppiness, resignation, that's not kind. That's a misunderstanding of what self-compassion is. Self-compassion holds you accountable without shame.
Yeah, so
that makes sense?
So yeah, because sometimes you feel like shame gives you a little bit of an edge, though.
Yes.
And like you need that edge. You got to beat yourself up in order to get yourself up. But
you just described my psychology for most of my life.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to work on it. And speaking of that, right now the 10% Happier app is offering a free 21-day meditation challenge. As we said, meditation is a great way to train. It's kind of a gym or a dojo for training self-compassion. And during this challenge, we'll have an emphasis on self-compassion. It's utterly doable, this thing. The goal is to meditate for at least a minute on 15 out of 21 days. You can sign up by downloading the 10% Happier app wherever you get your apps. I know Eva's going to do it, and Whit is already fully enlightened, so he doesn't need any meditation.
Yeah, of course, yes. Me and Hugh Jackman.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.